tree, got the hemp, got the flare. I'm gon' lean in this chair, about to put this in the air. A little bit of that best way to smoke in the air, nigga. A little bit of that best way to smoke in the air, nigga.
Yeah, man. What's up with y'all out there, man? This is Best Way to Smoke Unfiltered, and I'm Big J. Make sure you stay elevated.
What's poppin'? This is C.Pop, your professional hype woman, and we're finna get into some spicy topics today. How you doing, Big J?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's a productive Monday. You know what I'm saying? We starting the week off right, you know?
That's right. Sure is.
Hey,
I'm sorry?
You know who Chad Ochocinco is?
I do.
Okay, so he said he made a statement and shit though, right? He said he only dates women that have at least 2 kids because women with no kids don't have no food in the house. I said, hold on. I said, wait, hold on. Let me present this question to C.Pop and see, like, you know what I mean? Like, is that true, Pop?
Is what true? Kids? Oh,
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I have to. Listen. If anyone knows me, you know I have to have me a snack, a few of them throughout the day. So I gotta keep something. I gotta keep stuff in the fridge. But what sucks about like living alone or whatever, not having like any kid, like I guess not having any kids or whatever, like you can't just stock up on stuff, and like because it'll go bad. Wow. I don't really eat processed food like that. I don't eat like I don't keep like junk food like that in the house. I got my little like fried plantain chips, but I don't like. I'm not like I don't snack like that. Like
right.
like
the
processed
Twinkies
food
and the chips and all that shit.
Stuff
Yeah.
that holds. So if you think you're gonna make some fresh guac, like, because people will be like, you could eat the same thing every day. I have to. I gotta eat that shit till it's gone. Breakfast, lunch, dinner until that shit is gone. Like,
Ain't no question.
Man.
ain't no question. No, so yeah, we know you keep food in the house though, because you like to eat like a motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? But I could yeah, I don't like back in my little heydays and shit though. I remember going to a female house that didn't have no kids and shit though, and she had some Simply lemonade in the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? She had like a half loaf of bread. She had some noodles and shit, and she had hot chips. You know what I'm saying? She had the hot chips and shit. Like that was like the main little woo wop and shit though.
That was consistent. These are her consistent things.
That was her. Yeah, that was her little get on and shit though. I was like, huh. And then when I seen what he said though, I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense though.
It does. And you know what? I'm the youngest in my family, right? So when I got older, the snacks changed, right? So you just like sometimes you want like like I would go to like my aunt lived down the street, so I used to walk to her house or whatever because my younger cousin had the best snacks. So I swear to God, she used to. I know my mom was throwing her money because I'd be down the street like, no, auntie got the best snacks, and she was happy to feed me too.
Right.
I've been the same, okay? I've been the same when it came to the snacks.
Hey, that's a good feeling though, because imagine if you went in the house to get something out the refrigerator and auntie was like side-eyeing you and shit though. Like
she was just listen.
She was like, go to help yourself.
She stayed on a diet, so she had that fire ass peach Crystal Light all the time. So she would just fucking be like, yo, you see me coming, let me make some Crystal Light. I'm like, stayed on a diet.
Oh, so auntie went from the Kool-Aid to Crystal Light then, huh?
Auntie used to be kind of heavy, but then she got with her mans, who's her husband now, stayed on a nice little diet.
That's
and my cousin was picky and I wasn't, so I was eating her snacks. So listen, I honestly don't even know if my aunt ever was into Kool-Aid like that.
Oh, okay.
I have to ask. It's my other side. All right.
Oh, okay.
But The Crystal Light was smacking. The peach one?
Ain't no question. Yeah, I never was a big fan of the Crystal Light though. I probably drunk it before though, but I never really I don't even remember what flavor I might have drunk of that shit though. You know what I mean?
Some of them is trash. They have like a strawberry lemonade. It ain't it. It ain't it. Peach one. Peach tea.
The peach tea. What's up, Jay Murray? What's up, Aunt? What's the word, man? That's right. Hey, look though. So yeah, like Pop said, we finna get into some shit though and talk about some topics that I know people probably be like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? So in Alabama right now, the school district in Alabama, they're proposing, a lot of the teachers want the parents to get prosecuted if their kids come to school smelling like weed. You know what I'm saying? And part of their concern is that kids come to school smelling like weed right now. You know what I'm saying? And and a lot of it is the health and development. That's what teachers say though. Kids shouldn't be going to school smoking weed. They shouldn't be smoking weed at that age and shit like that though. You know what I'm saying? And some of the concerns for parents is that, like, I don't know what my kid. Right. It's like I don't know what my kid does once they leave the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, they might get with their friends and smoke some weed on their way to school or something. Or even, and the cold part about it is too, though, you could just be in a vicinity, like the kid could be in a vicinity of some weed and shit like that, though. You know what I mean? And it could be on their clothes. You know, yeah. and then the kid go to school and the teacher be like, "Oh, you smell like bud. We finna get you up out of here." And now the parent is in trouble, getting called, coming from work. That's what I started thinking about. I'm like, man, just imagining like if I went through some shit like that with one of mine, and like just getting a call, a nigga at work, nigga getting a call, "Oh, your kid whoopty wop," and it's a $250 fine, and you got to go to court and shit like that. I'd be pissed the fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been to the South, Big J?
To the South?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Louisiana.
Oh, that's right. The South does not play with bud at all. Like it's such a different ball. It's like a different ball field. Like whenever I like travel to the South, like, or even like Mid-South, I want to say like not that long ago, I went to Virginia. Like their dispensary is so different. Like they're trying to regulate edibles. Like the edibles are banned in Virginia, unless that changed. But they started to ban edibles.
Oh yeah. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go a little bit further, they're just like it's not the same at all. I honestly feel like a lot of Californians can make some money branching outside of California. And like if you're sick of the cannabis laws here, go make some money. And there's several other states who need to catch up. You know what I'm saying? Some money. So, because it's so different. It's very different. They don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry. Like a lot, like not all of them, because you know I can't speak for everybody, but like it's very different. Like no one's beating Cali when it comes to that. When it comes to like the cannabis industry or whatever. So they're probably like to what are they? They're gonna prosecute the parents. What was the headline?
Yeah, they're gonna prosecute the parents and basically prosecute them, and they're gonna have a fine and shit like that though. And some of the parents' concerns, some of their other concerns is like racial profiling. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, they might pick a kid out and it might not even be that though. They might just profile them and say, "Oh, you smell like weed. We are doing this, and you know we're doing that."
Is that even still probable cause? Like the smell? How you know what it smells like, Teach?
Right.
How you know what it smells like? What you doing off the clock?
Because I think in Alabama it's not legal. I'm not sure if they have medical, but it's not legal on a recreational level. So, you know, like you said, to the point of what you said, though, they laws is a lot more stricter when it comes to cannabis.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then the age, like the age definition and shit too, though. You might have a kid that's in school that's 18 years old in the 12th grade. So how, you know, it's like really a lot of the parents are saying, like, how are you really going to be able to regulate this, to where it's going to actually be effective and work the right way? You know what I'm saying?
They really can't. They really got. I don't see how that could be a thing because, like, for one, how is smelling it even probable cause? I could be walking to school, walk by some people who are doing it. I might not know what it is. So if you're like, oh, who was smoking it? I don't know. I walked by several people as I was walking to school. How am I like the fuck? Like, once
Right.
you how am I supposed to know? Number one. Number two, say if you were to drug test and to see if it's in your system or whatever the case is. Again, I don't know how the laws are right now in Alabama. I know they don't play. But it stays in your system for a while. So who says that I did it on my way to school? You know what I'm saying? Like how you gonna
Yeah.
how's that gonna work?
And the
It could be
sad,
a month ago on my own time, like away from
right.
my parents. Who knows? Like, how's that gonna work?
Yeah, and the cold part about it too is they're like social services to be called too. It's not just being prosecuted, it's actually getting social services involved. So now that entails a whole nother part. The motherfuckers got to
The
come to
whole
your
family
house.
for some
Yeah,
tree.
they want to come to your house. They want to do this. Now you got to go through all these extra steps. Um, yeah, I think it's some bullshit though, just because off top we don't know once our kids leave the house, we us as parents, we have to just trust that they're being responsible, you know what I'm saying, and doing the right thing. So once they leave the house, yes, we are responsible for them though, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But once they leave that house from home to school, they moving on their own.
Right. Especially if you're waiting at that bus stop.
Ain't no question.
That bus stop could be jumping. You never know.
Ain't no question. Nigga might be at the bus stop with the 3 for 10 at that motherfucker or something. You know what I'm saying? Your little partner, you know what I mean? Like, you might be the one with the 3 for 10.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's some of the stuff that's going on in the world today, though, man. But I think that's crazy, man. We would definitely want to hear like what you guys think about um that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm not encouraging no kids to smoke like or nothing like that. Like um but it's just like if you want to check them for like coming and smelling like that, whatever the case is, if you want to crack down on that, whatever, but to go ahead and stir up you know, like tear apart somebody's family for somebody, that's a little much.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little much. Like, how many kids are coming in smelling like tree for it to be a possible like change in the laws? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, this is still the South, so it's just kind of like I don't
Yeah.
know. That's a bit much if you ask me.
Yeah. It's a twist though, and I'm a like highlight this point again though. It's like it's definitely like if that shit was to pass, it's definitely gonna affect the inner cities. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? More so, or the inner country, more so than than them other areas and shit like that though. You know what I'm saying? You run it. If they do that shit, we gonna tap back in and run a statistic on that shit though in a few months and see like how's it going, like how many at this school that's predominantly white or another race and shit, and how many at this school that's predominantly black, because
Because
it's real out here.
it is real as fucking Alabama. Remember that the boat
Oh yeah.
that was Alabama.
Oh, that was Bama.
Yes, it was.
Oh man, happy Black History Month, you know
Happy
what I'm
Black
saying?
History Month.
Oh, that shit is crazy right now. Look, something else that's crazy as a motherfucker to me too
Mm-hmm.
is Dr. Oz. I don't know what his exact position is with the Trump administration and shit though, but
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Oz came out and made a statement saying that um people should work past their retirement age to help pay for the US's debt and shit like that though. When I seen that shit though, I was drinking some water. I almost spit that shit out. I said, "What?" That's just crazy though, because to me it seemed like that falls more on like the working class. You know what I'm saying? Like that'll be like the working class, the middle class, the lower class, however you want to label people and shit like that, though. We'll be the ones, or they'll be the ones working to 70 years old, 72. What is
Right.
it now? What is the retirement age
65.
now? No, it's 67.
Is it 67?
Yeah, it just went up, I think, last year to 67.
Mm-mm. Let me see. Let me go ahead and Google this.
So, and it's like a lot of people, a lot of pushback that's coming with that shit too, though. It's like,
You're right.
yeah, 67. Because I mean, some years ago it was like 62. Like it keeps going up. I don't understand how it's so many people that's working. How the fuck is y'all running out of Social Security, like the Social Security benefit? Like when we reach the age to where we'll be able to supposedly get the benefit, it might not be available for us though, because they say, as they've been saying for a lot of years now, they running out of funds.
See, I mean, this is why I hate politics. This is why I just say, like, do what you need to do for you. Like, whatever
Man.
that looks like. When people be pointing their fingers at the next one for doing some shit that is unlawful or whatever, like getting
Gotta
on a
get
mom for stripping to help feed her kids type shit, whatever it may look like, I'd be like, in today's, I check my pay, like, what was it, last year? I looked at my pay stub and they were taking 42% of my taxes. 42% of
Mhm.
taxes? What the
Damn.
fuck?
Yeah, that shit is crazy. Hey,
Bring
look,
the
and
gang back. Fuck
and
it.
look, they
Bring the
say
gang back because we're getting ran by one at this point.
ain't no question. Look, I seen something on scrolling through Instagram. It say like if a person make $1 million in California, this is California, a
Mhm.
person make $1 million in California, you're going home with less than that, than less than half. So you're gonna go home with somewhere around 400 and something $1,000 though. That's how much they gonna tax you, for that shit though. It's a few states right now that's getting rid of local state tax. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's people pushing for California to actually do that though. But I don't think
Cali wants all their money and they
yeah,
want it
they
by Monday.
from the parking meter to all that to the mileage tax, all that bullshit. Yeah, they want their money.
So you know what? Also, what I have a colleague who was raising hell because they started giving out tickets for the elderly in Altadena
Mm-hmm.
um, who were involved in the fires. They were giving out
Mm-hmm.
parking tickets and stuff like that. Like, and it was a big thing. It was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know,
Right.
like, but it's literally like they don't give a fuck. You know, they were giving out tickets the week of the fires, weren't they?
I'm not
I
sure
want to
about
say I've
that one
seen
though.
that. I want to say I've seen that. That meter person was still like, I gotta go to work. This is my route. I'm like, yo,
Yeah, yeah, but
yo, gotta be
the
the worst.
the recent one that you talking about, I did see a new. It was actually on the news, and
Mhm.
it was a older black dude and shit though, and he was living in like a camper, but in front of his house. But
Mhm.
the camper didn't have no wheels on it and shit though. So and he
Mhm.
kept getting tickets and shit, and he was like, "Man, it don't make no sense. I don't have nowhere to go." You know what I'm saying? So he was actually trying to figure out how to get the camper off the street. So he like, man, I probably got to take my gate down to be able to place it right here to where it's on my property to where I won't get no ticket and shit though.
But it's in front of his house, right?
Yep.
I wish there was a way he could look it up because if somebody slips and falls on that sidewalk, I guarantee you they're gonna try to go after his ass for it being the property.
No, it depends. The way it's set up, out here is like shit. Your property is from your yard, like that's your property line, like your yard and all that shit. Like the sidewalk and the street and shit like that. Though I think that's like for the
For the
like
public,
the city, yeah, the public and shit like that. You know what I mean?
see, they be doing the East Coast dirty because if you don't shovel that sidewalk and somebody slips in front of your house,
Oh no shit.
I don't know if it's still the same, but yep.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like if the motherfucking the sidewalk, warps or some shit like that though, or you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody
Which it
trip,
does.
don't
Yeah.
come knock, don't come knock on my door and ask me like, nigga, nah, you better call the
There's
city
people
around
who
this
do, but
motherfucker
it
though.
happens. It happens. They want to blame somebody. If you don't
Yeah,
know your
John
rights,
Hitt
you don't know the
say I
laws,
live. Yeah, he say
that,
yeah. That's
you got a
crazy.
comment?
Yeah, what's that? John Hitt. He say I live here. It's crazy. Where you live?
For real.
Yeah, we out here in Cali and shit though. But just like in the realm, Dr. Oz is crazy, man. When you reach that retirement age, that's why it's important for people to set themselves up though, and not be able to like depend on just Social Security. You know what I'm saying? You should have some kind of retirement, a good pension, 401k. When it comes to 401ks, you can actually create your own retirement savings. It's a lot of he's in LA. He said he near LA. Yeah, it's a lot of different things that you can do to kind of set yourself up. You know what I mean? I was just talking to somebody. I'm like, damn, if you able to save $3,000 a month, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In 10 years, that's over $300,000. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
people, right, right. Some people are out here living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. That's the reality of it though. That's more people though. And even with this should make me smoke more weed and shit though, I'm telling you. But even with the loss of jobs that's
Yeah.
been going on in January, they said it's been over 100,000 job losses. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And the unemployment rate is high.
January this year.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
within January.
For those who are tuning in, because like I know we get viewers from all over, like the LA fires happened last year, literally a year and a month ago. And it went on for weeks. This was not just something that happened overnight and that was that. Like, no, that shit went on for weeks in three different spots, right? Like something like that. Like people lost their homes, whole towns were burnt down. People lost their businesses. A lot of the
Yeah.
rich apparently had to leave or move out or whatever. Which what does that do to the city? When it comes to taxes and things like that. And then people in the surrounding areas, like who might have jobs, like myself, I had a job in that area. It definitely affected the hell out of my job.
Mhm.
So it's just like, I want people to really like grasp what kind of like trauma LA has had to go through, like just from that fire. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something like, okay, it's cool. No, people are still like struggling, like how you said with that gentleman who was just trying to sleep in his trailer. I know where to go. How you
Mhm.
gonna? I'm telling you, the way I would have been outside, like waiting for that meter guy to come, like just like on
Man,
some ignorance, like what? I gotta look at this burnt down house every fucking day.
every day.
It's like, rest my head and you want to try me? No, because I don't have no wheels on my shit. I don't have a house.
Man.
I don't have a house, and it's not by choice.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. Actually the company that I work for, they we actually built some of the homes that's going into Altadena and shit like that though too though.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like it's a different setup. It's built in a factory. You know what I'm saying? Like it's built in a factory and shipped and put together, you know, at the location and shit like that though. You know what I'm saying?
That
The
sounds
the
scary.
the doors, the windows, everything is built, in the factory and goes out to the location and is put together like a fucking Lego type shit
I
though.
was just thinking about Lego. I'm like, what
Yeah.
kind of Lego shit is this?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's fly though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's fly though the way
So are
because
these electric cars?
Right, but but it's like you could put them, you could make them to the point of Legos. You could make them however you want. You could get it 3-story, 2-story, 4-story. You can have that motherfucker like one side of that shit is like however you can imagine that shit though. You can, that's how you can build your home.
Oh, so like people could come, like they could choose to design it if they want to.
Right. However they want to set up. Like this one person, this one we built a few weeks ago, had a the yard was in the center of the home. So the home was built around the yard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's yeah.
Privacy like a motherfucker.
Hell yeah. You can't
I
even
need a
look. You
yard.
can't jump. Look, you can't jump the fence to get in that yard. You got to climb on the roof.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For real, because I need a yard, and let someone try to tell me what I should be doing in my yard.
Man,
Like no,
on
I
everything.
don't know. But like prayers to LA, everyone for the fires, everyone involved. Like I said, it affected my job a lot, and like I have a place to live. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have to go through that, but it hit me hard. So I could just imagine the people who really got hit, like who actually had their houses burnt down, their jobs burnt down, whatever the case is. Like that's no joke. No joke at all. Like it's definitely feeling like death row out here.
Ain't no question. Ain't no
So
question. No.
I'm
But
grateful for where I'm at.
right, and to that point, to add on to that though, yeah, you definitely got to be grateful, and we got to just make sure we prepare ourselves. Like it don't matter how old you are as an adult, young adult, older adult, you know what I'm saying, middle adult. Prepare yourself for the future. You know what I'm saying? Prepare
Let me
yourself.
let me ask you this question because I seen it recently, right?
Wow.
Um, what's it called? It was saying it was like a billionaire on a I watch a lot of billionaire podcasts. Don't mind me. But
Man.
she was just like, one of the a big reason why couples don't like keep going, stay together. One big reason is finances.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that not even talking about them. You know,
Right.
like that part. Not even just as much as like, what people make and stuff like that, but just like not even talking about the hard topics of finances. Because like you can meet somebody and y'all could be great. They could be in their prime in their career, whatever the case may be, but how people move or how they react when things go left, that's like gonna determine your guys' strength, right? So this billionaire was like, I like within the first 30 days of dating, like she's like, I talk about all that. Like your finances, how much we make, what do we do with like how our savings are looking like, our whatever plans for just whatever it is that's important to you when it comes to finances. Do
Right.
you feel like that's important when dating?
Yeah,
Not
for
marriage, but like when dating, do you feel like that's an important topic to cover?
to a certain extent, yeah. How deep in depth that you get on the topic, you don't have to get all super deep on it though. You know what I'm saying? When you're just dating on an initial, meeting, dating and shit like that. But hell yeah, it's important to talk about, to know where a person mind at, and what they might want to do, because that early on interaction, if y'all had that conversation, yeah, this probably ain't gonna work right here. Cause on some real shit, life and dealing with people is not about trying to change somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because people are who they are type shit though. So hell yeah, them conversations is definitely important to have for sure.
And for me, I do agree. It's not about changing nobody. You want to show up as your authentic self and then also
Right.
see how somebody is with their authentic self. But even if you're dealing with somebody with flaws, if you knew better, you do better, right?
No question.
So say if they're just like
For
it's
some
so
people.
some people, and that's why I feel like it kind of changed my perspective on okay, that is something that maybe should be talkt about, because at first I'm very private, so I'm like I'm not gonna overstep any boundaries like on certain topics, right? But then it had me thinking, because this is kind of like the generation where men like to lead with money. They that's kind of how a lot of men are placing their value is on.
Women too.
But go ahead, go ahead.
What they got, anyways. They lead with money. So it's like whatever that looks like, like, oh, I make this, I do this, da 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 da. Okay, but how are your saving habits? How are your spending habits? Do you blow all your paycheck in one spot? Like, okay, this could be cool, whatever. You trying to spend on me, all this other stuff, whatever we like, we're dating and all this other stuff. But now you're broke because you're just frivolously, you don't have it like that. You don't got like healthy like spending habits. Like that's
John said that's like every generation. That's
true.
like that, yeah.
True. But it's like you can meet someone like first day and they want to just act like I got this and that. And I always say to men, like, the same way you look at a woman when she's like leading with sex is the same way like a good woman's gonna look at you when you're leading with money. It's just like you don't have to like you shouldn't have to do that much. Like why, like you're setting yourself up to be used, by the wrong one. Like chill out a little bit.
Yeah, and that's and I actually was having a conversation with somebody about like the value, like talking about the value of a person and shit though. And this person was more so like how much money you make. That's your value type shit though. And I'm like, like money is definitely important. We need that though, for sure though. But your value shouldn't be about how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? I don't value people by what they got. You know what I'm saying? How much money they got. You know what I'm saying? And I would hope people wouldn't value me by assuming and thinking what the fuck I got. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at a person and you're genuine, you're not finna be a person that says, oh, this is a high value person because they have money, or their values are low because they don't have money. And like I told the person, I said the cold part about life is, you got your health, you know what I'm saying? You got your finance and all that kind of shit too though. And things happen. You know what I'm saying? All the time. So you might be up right now, but you can be chopped down. So would that lower your value because you going through a situation and you not where you was once at financially? And they looking at me like, but that's real shit though.
It
You know what I'm
happens.
saying? Yeah.
It happens all the time. Like, and then that's the thing. Like, someone could have like
I feel you, John.
someone could have a fire job, but and it could make a lot, but now they're miserable. Now they're miserable at their job, and they're bringing that shit home, like where you're at. You want to be around like some misery loves company type shit. Like that's what you deem as high value. Like you're not happy. Like you're not happy doing what you want to do. Like so it's just like how far are you going to take this? Like. And what did John say? Because you didn't share with the class.
Oh, John said, nah, I judge people by how much weed they smoke.
I'm dead.
Says a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I just thought about it because, like, like when people are leading with money, it's just whatever glitters ain't gold. You know what I'm saying? Because they could lead with that, but then like they're not smart about how they're spending, how they're saving, how they're setting themselves up for when that emergency does happen. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens like when you lose everything, you'll see exactly who goes with it.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. On the real. That's and it's a real because I'm a witness to that though. You know what I'm saying? As far as being in a good situation with my career. You know what I'm saying? I was in a great situation, like a great fucking situation and shit though. And the company I was with happened to move somewhere else, and I didn't go. You know what I'm saying? So things changed, and I had to pivot. You know what I mean? Luckily, I got some good pivoting skills. You know what I'm saying? But I had to pivot from from that though. But it was a situation where, you know, keeping it real, I was looking at it like, okay, yeah, I could retire from this shit right here. Because it's, you know, it was, you know, everything was cool about it as far and yearly it was growing and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I think we should look at life. You never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your eggs too much in one basket and shit though. That's why it's important to have more than one source of income. You know what I'm saying? Also, you know, even if it don't match that main source, to have something coming in and also be saving and investing, that'll put you in a better situation for them emergencies, like you mentioned and shit though. You know, the world should be happening.
Should be happening. And you might find value in that. There will be more value in that person who knows how to pivot or who's cool about, okay, well, it is what it is. We got to pivot over someone who puts their value on the dollar.
Yep.
Totally different.
Ain't no question.
Totally different.
Oh, no question. On that note,
these niggas talking out of their neck and put no coughing out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for threats. Hey, let's get it, bro. DOT, the money, power, respect. The last one is better. Say this a lot of goofies with a check. I mean,
what's up with y'all, man? This is 900 Radio. We about to take a break from these wonderful topics, though. But I wanted to say something. My daughter, she always tell me that I listen to ratchet music a lot. You know what I'm saying? She tell me, you know what I mean?
You a ratchet music listener?
I like it sometimes.
You got a little bit of...
Yeah, I like it sometimes though. You know what I mean? But we finna get it on that note. We finna get into Mark Nasty and AD. The song is called Bumps in a Bump. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it cracking up.
We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Yeah. Bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Give me the girls with the bumps in a bump. One thing I'm gonna do from the jump. You gotta hit it from the back and the front. You gotta boogie down, shake that front. You gotta boogie down, shake that front. You gotta tell her put her hands on the floor. You gotta learn to put your hand on the hole. You gotta tell her get low. You got your pumps and your bumps and you better hit the floor. Yeah. Bop to the floor. Bop to the toe. Taking that money, don't stop. It's getting wet up in this bitch. Put 'em up. Get out, bop. Oh, it's getting hot. You got your pumps and your bumps and you got a big rump. Shake that thing from the left to the front. Yeah. Bumps in a bump. Come on. We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Give me the girls with the bumps in a bump. Bitch, you want to meet? I'ma hit her with the hammer. Heard you with the biz, let me get that shit on camera. Rolling with the beats, with a thought shit from my lamb. Running up a miles, I'ma have to dodge ram. I'ma have a clip, I don't get a dick lick. Throw it at me, I'ma score, feeling like a 6-pick. Keep talking, I'ma walk that ass down a dick. Bitch, I'm always on time, rolling never tick. Pass that pussy, let me taste. Yo, if she's playing with that body, I won't waste no. I know it's water with tequila, I'ma chase it. And if she wanna hit the door, then I won't chase out. But listen, what? Better start with them Asics. The heavy coming, I just dodge it like the Matrix. Everywhere that I go, familiar faces. Cause I got hosts in every place that you call places. Yeah. Bumps in a bump. Come on. We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. We like to get up with the bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Bumps in a bump. Give me the girls with the bumps in a bump.
Pumps in a bump. Pumps in a bump. We want the girls with the pumps in the bump. Hey, when I first heard that shit though, hey, look real quick. John said he was just singing this song, right? And then as the song was playing and shit though, he said, oh wait, never mind. That's the wrong version. I was listening to Hammer, the MC Hammer version. What KO say, C.Pop, take that deep breath. We know you want to do your Dougie. On everything though. Hey, look, as I always say though, I think sometimes I should have other people pick songs and shit though, so I can really get that that slap
So you say,
or
because let
flop.
me guess.
That's one of them
That was
ones.
one of the ones.
On everything.
It's always one of them ones. I
Yeah.
want someone to send something that's not one of them
Right,
ones.
right. That's one of the ones right there, though, man. Pumps in the bump. You know what I'm saying?
As
And
soon as he turned it on, I was like, I can hear him. And then he started bopping. I got started.
that shit hard though. That what you think about the song, Pop?
It was a slap.
Yeah,
It was a slap. I was
yeah.
like, it was,
That shit. That's one of the ones make a nigga want to move and shit though.
I thought about the hammer one though that he was saying. I was like, wait a second. Like, it took me a second. I'm like, I was like, whatever.
Man, hey, that's a hell of a homage. That's some hell of a homage right there though, man. Cause everybody that know that was Hammer though. Oh,
Man,
okay. Play my young and pay. Got okay. Next week.
send it in.
Yeah, next Monday. Send a song to the DM, to the Best Way DM.
Listen,
You know what I mean? Or send the
all
artist over
artists.
there, and then we'll or send a song you want us to play and shit, dog. And we'll give our
And
honest
you know what? We
opinion
got
on
to get
that.
back to that because we were doing that at first. And
Yeah.
then we just kind of like,
That was like really the whole concept and shit, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To have people tap in with they songs, and we give our opinion on them.
You're gonna get an honest review though.
On
You're gonna
everything.
get an honest review though.
On everything.
Okay.
Pull no punches. That you know what I mean? Pull no punches though, but keep it real.
Man,
And with respect for the art too, though. You know what I mean? All the time.
that's true. That's true.
Hell yeah, though, man. So that was a slap, as I always say with the songs that I be picking, because I always pick the songs I like, though. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them ones right there, though, man. Mark Nasty featuring AD, Pumps in the Bump, though. You know what I'm saying? So here we go.
Welcome to the pop off, okay, where we leave space for open perspective. In today's climate with politics, I have to ask this question. I was actually talking to one of my homegirls on Super Bowl, and she was going off about a few things that. Anyways, the question came up: does an entertainer's political views change how you support them? Now, I know when we go online and stuff like that, if you scroll through your timeline, you hear people's opinions, you hear how, like, let's just keep it 100. With the climate of the U.S. today, I'm gonna speak as far as the U.S. because that's where we're at.
Right.
It's a little emotional. You know what I'm saying? It's a little emotional. There's definitely a divide going on when it comes to politics. Like, it just definitely strikes a chord. When people bring it up, you see a lot of people who that's important to them, as far as them idolizing celebrities, entertainers, whatever. So how they move also changes how they support them. But behind closed doors, I know there's a few people who don't really give a fuck about what a celebrity's doing. So I had to bring it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are people really supporting the art, or are they supporting the ideology? Right? Let's talk about Nicki Minaj, for instance. We all see the rants she's going on her Twitter. She was being interviewed by Charlie Kirk's wife. She's openly supporting Trump, in that class, and it's definitely, it's upsetting her fans. It's upsetting a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So I wanted to go over just some of the pros and cons of how it is when it comes to supporting a celebrity, right? So they have influence. We all know that, right? They have influence. They have major platforms. Some of them, if not all. So I know, like, when they express their political views, it could definitely make their supporters, it could make their support a little stronger, when it comes to, being honest and authentic when it comes to like their political views, right? It creates like this bond with their fans, I feel like, when they're open and honest about what they feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then, what about the ones who are getting paid off?
To say to right,
To support?
right.
Because let's think about it. We're podcasters, right?
Yep.
Nicki Minaj is here, right? We the little guys, we getting up there, but we the little guys, right? People have come to us trying to get us to support their brands, right?
Yep.
However that may look like, whether it's free stuff, whether it's money, whether it's whatever, right?
Right.
And I don't care what no one says. Everyone has a price. Everyone has a price. Is it true or not true, Big J?
I
What
would
do you
say in the realm, the last thing what you said, everyone have a price. I would say probably majority of the people have a price. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that don't that stand on their integrity and all that kind of shit though. But look, like Nicki Minaj, I think maybe her play is to get, because she's not from here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I forget where she's from, no, but maybe
Trinidad?
maybe her play is to get her paperwork for her and her peoples and shit though. And then, her dude and her brother, got that bad work on them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she trying to, trying to work that. And then in the realm of doing that, can we be mad at a motherfucker for doing that? If that's the play, man.
Those were the first things I thought about when I seen. Let me tell you what I seen through my vision. Right, she started beefing hard with Jay-Z, right, openly online, right.
Right.
She started getting like, I want to say this past year I've been seeing like a lot. You've seen Nicki Minaj backlash, right? Everyone's seen Nicki
Yeah.
Minaj backlash. But this past year, I feel like it's been getting a little bit more heavy than I've ever seen it because her fans do not play. Her fans
Ain't
don't
no
play.
question.
You
Hey,
know,
look, real quick. KO said, what did he say? Both, but Nicki Minaj did bump. She sold out when you do something that goes against morals and normal people, selling your platform to people who commit crimes against humanity. That's when they lose respect.
hmm
You know what I'm
I
saying?
seen her. I seen her beefing hard with Jay-Z, who Jay-Z is. He's big in. He's big when it comes to he, he's big in the entertainment industry. There's a lot of conspiracies going on when it comes to Jay-Z, his name, who's he associated with, these
Right.
bots who support you, whatever the case may be, right? And um whatever happened with that. I don't know what happened exactly with Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj, but she's said openly on her Twitter that she's ready to sit down with somebody about all the things that's been done to her. And then she blames Jay-Z, right? Then I see all this backlash coming in on her, Um, this was when the Cardi album was going on, which I don't understand. Like, I get it, these women were beefing, but every time Cardi's name gets brought up, we don't got to bring up Nicki, and vice versa. Like, these are two women doing their own thing. Like, let them do their own thing. No, not everyone got to get along. Like, it's fine.
Right.
Like, it's fine.
Right.
Like, it's okay. People beef. It happens. Like, her name didn't need to get brought up constantly during Cardi's rollout, but it did. Then she starts openly beefing with Jay-Z, and then here comes the White House, creeping in. Like, that's just kind of how I seen it. I was like, oh, this is about to be just a battle of the powers. And it was. That's how, like how you said, her not being a citizen, stuff going on with her husband and his
And her
past,
brother.
whatever it
Yeah.
was, and her brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the first things I thought of. And her getting bullied, kind of like almost pushed out of the industry, like type thing. you know. So it was just,
Hopefully she did good things with her money though, because she was cracking for a long time. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
man, but like how you said, like that could be lost like that. We were just talking about that.
Right.
Like money can come and it can go.
Ain't no question.
Like it can come and it can go. Like so, like yeah, there are some people who are like, yeah, I can't be bought. True, but we see a lot of the other end happening. People having a
Right.
price,
Right.
right? So it causes such a divide. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like one question I have from this topic, um, is is silence more dangerous than influence?
Sometimes it can, yeah. Sometimes it can be though. Like that could go both ways because I could say like it might be somebody that a person look up to though, right? And that's an athlete or whatever the case may be. Might be an artist or whatever. And it's social issues and things going on or whatever. Even political things going on where they changing shit and doing different things. And a person has a voice to speak about it and they're choosing not to say nothing about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I done seen it both ways though. But like me personally, I look at the shit like, I mean, it might be cool if you spoke up on it, but if you don't, like, oh well, you know what I'm saying? And you speaking up on it might not change shit. It might just put more eyes on it though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about you speaking on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, John said, let the artists have their views separate the art from the artist. For example, I'm not going to stop listening to Michael Jackson or R. Kelly because of their shit. Plus more than just them going to the PR.
First of all, Michael Jackson beat all 10 charges. Okay, he beat them all.
Hey, look,
Tell me,
I was I
tell me if
look,
I'm
look,
wrong.
look.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say he beat all the charges. Okay, let's leave him out of this conversation. All
Look,
right.
only thing with Mike though, yeah, I fuck with Mike though. I still fuck with his music. The only thing with Mike though is like, what was the purpose of having them kids sleeping in the bed with you? I don't give a fuck if the bed was 100 feet. Like what's the purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then for the parents, not even on him, but just for the parents, like, why would y'all let y'all kids go do that shit though? But yeah, let's move on. You know what I'm saying?
I be
Leave
looking at
Mike
the
alone.
parents before I look at, like, for real. And
Right.
see, and honestly, a lot with R. Kelly too. I be like looking at the parents, like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? You just gonna let, I'm not saying R. Kelly was not wrong. I'm just saying, like, your parents are your first protectors. Like,
Right.
don't just tell me for no dream, okay? If that shit feels funky.
Right.
Like, you know
Man.
what I'm saying?
Nigga, like, really, mom? Really, dad?
Like, right. Like, now I'm
Just
missing for 2 years.
what was his monkey name? Bobo? Boo Boo Bobo or some shit?
Michael Jackson's monkey.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
But everybody wanted that one glove though. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
listen, he beat the charges. We leaving Michael out of this, okay? But R. Kelly, that's a good one. Um, I'll be honest, right? I can separate the artist from their personal life. I could separate the entertainer from their personal life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right.
I remember, like, Dennis Rodman is probably one of my favorite basketball players of all time. He got a lot of backlash for being friends with the dictator of North Korea, right? A lot
Right.
of people were like, "How could you?" Da da da. Whatever. I'm like, listen, he's probably saving our ass. Okay,
Man.
like,
Man.
that's not our business.
Yeah,
Okay,
let him do his thing. You know what I'm
all they
saying?
gotta do is press a little button. Like, come back.
Man.
Leave Rodman alone in his friendships, okay? Because shit, he probably
Yeah,
saved
yeah, I
us
remember
a couple
that.
news. But I can separate the artist from their personal, and that's only because I never gave a fuck about them personally. I don't know you
Right.
personally. I don't really idolize that many people like that. Like everything that glitters ain't gold. You know what I'm saying? And then half the time, I don't even know what would be on the radio. I'd be like, oh, this bumps. And then somebody got to kill the vibe and be like, oh, that was so and so. And they went on this show and they did this and blah, blah, blah. They got to, the song bumps. That's it. That's
Right.
all. Like, that is it. And that is all. It's never that deep for me. What's going on in our country? Is it scary? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I get it. I get it. I could just, but me personally, I can separate those two things because I try not to get emotionally involved in politics. But like you already know, like kind of how I am with politics. I'm just like, I'd rather be like ignorance is bliss type shit. I know
Now,
it's not the best thing to be, but that's just the truth of it. You know,
now, if we talking street politics, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the music, that hell yeah, that shit can change your mind on a person and shit though. Like especially if it's a nigga rapping like nigga he do this and do that and whoopty wop, and then the shit come out that the nigga is just capping. The nigga went to Cambridge and all this kind of shit though. It had two parents and shit though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, like now at the age I am now, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But when I was younger, I would say, hell yeah. When a nigga was in the streets and all that kind of shit though, and like bumping certain things, because certain shit will get you kind of hyped up and shit though. You know what I mean?
mhm,
And then to find out like a nigga faking, be like, oh man,
mhm.
I ain't listening to that shit no more. That nigga lying. You know what I'm saying?
He's
That nigga
lying.
his politics is fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing. Like I personally like worry about what's going on locally more than like you know worldwide, because what's happening locally affects us directly, like right here right now.
Right.
And it's a lot going on locally. Like we were just talking about the fires alone, we barely touched the tip of the iceberg about them LA fires and how it's doing our neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just kind of like that's a lot to kind of like worry about, to be diving into the other stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, to be putting your energy towards. But it is a scary time. It is a scary time, and it's definitely causing a divide. It's causing people to lose their brand deals, you know, lose their sponsorships, social
Mm-hmm.
media backlashes, boycotts, this cancel culture, everything. So it's just like, do they speak up as a celebrity or do they keep quiet? Which one's worse?
Hmm. Yeah, I remember like Michael Jordan. No, he wouldn't talk about like politics and none of that kind of shit though. You know what I'm saying? He'll talk basketball. Oh, speaking of Michael Jordan, did you see that shit? That you seen that shit?
I don't know what's AI or what's not anymore. There
And
was
I hope it's. I'm gonna say it like this. I hope it's AI because if it's not, Kobe Bryant is the greatest NBA player of all time. I'm
if
saying
you
it.
if you're talking about what was on 50's page, I be reading the comments. I be going in on the comments.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that there were people in the comments defending him, saying that they seen it live or they seen it on a different outlet, and it wasn't. Apparently, it wasn't that. Like they were spraying champagne. It got on the kid, and it looked like, I guess he was itchy or something like that. I guess he. People were saying it
Huh?
was on his shirt, but the angle did not look like it
You
was a
said
shirt.
nah. You said it, and it was right there. Like he was like
But again, was that his dad right there?
he wasn't looking. You see how the little boy turned around? He turned around and looked like. But Pops wasn't even like. I'd have been like if I'd have seen that though as a father, I'd have seen that with my mind frame and shit though. I probably would have stole on Jordan. Like, man, what you doing, bruh?
And that's in plain sight. That's
Yeah.
in
So
plain sight.
Man, them motherfuckers probably at Epstein Island around this motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? On some crazy shit though. You know what I
Let's hope
mean?
it's not, because again, I don't. You never know what's going on with AI these days.
Yeah, for sure though. I hope not though, but I'm gonna say it again though.
I hope not.
If it's true, Kobe Bryant is the greatest NBA player of all time though, man. Rest in peace, Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
Man, man. So
uh
I know you said you kind of don't give a fuck, but do you feel like celebrities should speak up when it comes to their political views, or is that something that is important, that you feel like is important when it comes to how you support them?
No, I wouldn't say it's important as to how I support them, but like I said a few minutes ago, it would be cool if they with their with a big platform to speak on certain issues that's going on. No, but if they don't, like then they don't know. But if they come out, because I remember a situation like with Lil Wayne and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, he came out. They was asking him about when the George Floyd shit happened and all that different kind of stuff like that, and he didn't really have nothing to say, like, but he said like he's not racist or something about white people or some shit like that though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't sit well with a lot of people though. I don't remember exactly what he said though. If
I
y'all
remember a little.
interested in
I remember a
knowing, Google
little
that shit.
bit. I remember he was. I remember there was a couple things, because I think they like kind of chopped up one of his interviews to make him look a certain way. But they, when they played the whole thing, he was just kind of like a lot of my supporters and my fans, a lot of people who buy my albums, they are white. So I'm not here to get into no racial back and forth, because I have a lot of like supporters who are white.
Right.
Um, but I'm very much black, like, so I'm not getting in that. And then two, when he got shot, I want to say the only person, like, he was like he was real young, he was a teenager, like, and he's like the only person who chose to save his life was the white cop.
Yeah,
You
that's the
know,
dude. That's the dude that showed up at his house when it happened and shit though. Yeah.
So he was just kind of like, I'm staying out of it type thing. Like, I'm not going into the racial back and forth. Like, you know, um, I didn't see the full interview, so I don't want to sit here and speak for the whole thing. I'm just commenting on what I saw or whatever. But some people choose not to get in it. But this girl once told me, like, even when she was like, when in politics, a lot of times, like when people are politicking, like when you don't pick a side, they'll put you on a side.
Uh,
And
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah. And back in the days, it wasn't too many like celebrities talking about social issues and shit though, except like the Muhammad Ali's,
Hmm.
um,
I kind of miss those days.
Michael Jackson though. Michael Jackson was one that did that shit though, for sure. And it probably was a few other though, but nowadays with the way social media is, how your word can get out there. um I think it's important because you look at like with the Black Lives Matter movement. However, that movement was pushed and put out and whatever, it was a movement though, right? Like even with the NBA, you had the NBA, certain NFL players that had shirts and shit though. You know what I'm saying? With the Black Lives Matter and different sayings and stuff like that though. So just even wearing something like that as a celebrity, is speaking up in a way without even saying a word. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you put in a situation where you asked a question and if you have knowledge on that shit, you know what I'm saying, get it off your chest though. You know what I'm saying? It's like get it off your chest.
See, I feel like I see that a little bit differently,
Okay.
because I feel like there's politics and then there's subjects that are placed inside politics that probably shouldn't be there, right?
Right.
Because, like, for instance, like Black Lives Matter, like, I don't feel like that is or even should be a political view. That's just the truth of it. Like, there are, like, the numbers are the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, black folks are getting killed at a higher rate a lot of the times by the police than white people. Like that is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with celebrities who are supporting Palestine. You know, they're being murdered over there. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You're the viewers or whoever it is, the enemy, the viewers, whatever the case is, they're choosing to place them like, okay, you're saying, you know, free Palestine or support Palestine. Oh, that means you're saying fuck Jews. Like, no, I'm saying stop killing them.
Right.
Fuck.
Right.
You're saying that. You're putting words in my mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
difference. That goes back to saying people will place you on a side. It's just like no, like supporting life. Why is that a political view?
Man, for real. Yeah, that shouldn't be political, but it's
But people are
everything.
making it that way.
But because it's everything else that's behind it, to the oil, to the power, to this, to the that, to the this. That's why it's trending in that way, the way that it is. You know what I mean? That's a fact though. You know? Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
are people being like selective? Um,
Selective politicking.
because some political stances feel more personal than others.
Um say that one more time.
Like, are people being selective because some political stances might feel like more personal than others?
I mean that could be though. I mean that could be though. Like I said, I just say like if you got some, I think hmm, like we don't owe
Like,
nobody
when
shit
you
though. No, because I'm trying to like we
you
don't
don't
owe
own,
nobody shit. You know what I'm
you don't
saying?
own nobody shit, but like, do you like? Does you feel like every Republican supports Trump?
Hell no. Hell no. It's something turning against him right now. That's why he's scared for the midterms. In November and shit though. He keeps saying we gotta win the midterms. You know what I'm saying? We gotta win the
Yo,
midterms and shit.
Republicans before Trump was thought of,
Right.
like before he was even thought
Right.
of. You
But
know.
he's controlling whoever he's controlling the big narrative, and whoever's controlling him or however that shit is moving is
Mhm.
moving in a direction that that's gonna be hard to reverse. Or I ain't gonna or it's gonna be hard some things and it's gonna take a minute to reverse. You know what I mean?
I feel like it was hard to reverse the last time he was running.
Oh, the last time he was president?
Yeah, a
No,
lot of
this is
that.
way worse. This is way worse than that
This
shit.
is way. This is way.
Hell yeah, this is way worse
Way
than
more
that.
aggressive. This is way
Hell
more
yeah,
aggressive.
yeah. Cause like that first term, he was like, shit. Okay, okay. Oh,
This
now
is
he
what he
like
was.
fucking man. I'm throwing rocks at everybody around this motherfucker and hiding my. And no, he ain't even hiding his hands and shit
He's
though.
not hiding his hands.
You know what I'm saying? He
He's
throwing
like,
rocks
here's
and
the
then going
spot.
like this. Yeah,
Yeah, this
you know what I'm
motherfucker.
saying.
Crazy, crazy,
But
crazy, crazy.
but just in the realm of entertainers though, like in politics. Speaking on politics, if you choose not to say nothing, that's on you. If you choose to say something, that's on you too, though. But I feel like if it's something that affects, even if it's people that you know or people close to you, because everybody not in your position as being a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something that can possibly hit close to home or kind of close to home or whatever the case may be, I would say in that realm, I wouldn't say you obligated though, but you should speak up though. You should, say certain things and shit like that. Cause it's a way that you say things to where you won't ruin your career or be fucked over and whatever the case may be. And if that's something that you scared of, um, instead of like standing on business or standing on your beliefs, then man, you gotta look yourself in the mirror every day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like if the value comes more so in what you have and what you making versus who you are, your soul and your heart and all that kind of shit, then you got a problem, bruh. Or Miss Lady, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's something you got to deal with, though. I'm not the judge of that, though. But if I was in them shoes, being a celebrity, I would definitely speak up, though. You know what I'm saying? And wouldn't have no problem with doing that. I would definitely articulate myself in a way to where it's like, nigga, yeah, leave me alone type shit, though. But yeah, I'll speak up for sure. I would.
You know, the second you say the slightest thing, you're not gonna be left alone.
But you gotta, but you gotta just be able to stand on it. Look, we come from the hood, though, right? So all this comments, like when motherfuckers put the bad comments on your post and saying little shit, the nigga don't care about that shit. I came up in the era of bagging on motherfuckers. You come out, we bagging on your ass and shit, though. I'm getting bagged on. I'm bagging on motherfuckers. So, man, you gotta have, you gotta kind of have tough skin, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's definitely something you have to have tough skin for. I was just talking to my homegirl on the phone earlier, and she was like, "We get spoken about every day,
man."
like, you know, like people come for us every day. Like, who gives a fuck about what somebody says? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like it was an interesting topic, you know, because, you know, you got Nicki, you got Snoop, you know, you got it, and mind you, it's been a year. We got 3 more to go, y'all. 3 more to go. So I feel like by the end of the 4th, if you're relying, if you really are idolizing these people for something other than their craft, we're not gonna have radio no more.
Right.
Like, it's just gonna be listening to silence. Like, turn it all off.
Hey, John said, "Can we get a weed guest next time?" LOL. We got you, though. We got one coming up. And then KO said it's only one party. When you look at the list of people who were on that island, it was Democrats and Republicans and the Attorney General. So it's all a illusion. Man, they out there getting it cracking. Yeah.
I think all of them are fake. Like, when people are like, what party? They all my party, okay? My fucking party. Like, all of them got something going on, you know? And I really feel like our president's really little rants are to keep away from his files that he you know.
Hey, but shit is already out there. This how we look, just to keep it 100, we got to keep this shit real, all the way real. This shit is it's a setup. With everything that was going on, he shouldn't have never been sitting in that seat anyway, for the second term. And everything else that's going on, man, this shit is all it's meant to go like this, though. All this shit is meant to happen. For what reason, we gonna find out. But all this shit was fucking meant to happen, though. That's why it's happening.
Big on that, we're gonna find out.
Hell yeah, we gonna find out, though, man. And you gonna find out what's cracking with Best Way to Smoke, man. Just stay tapped in with us everywhere. We appreciate all y'all for tapping in. Shout out to everybody. Follow us everywhere at Best Way to Smoke with the number 2. I'm Big J. Make sure you stay elevated.
That's right. This is C.Pop. We'll be here next Monday. We'll be stirring the pot next Monday. And send in your songs. Send in your songs.
Yeah. Because if it's a song that I pick, it's gonna be one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one of them ones, though, for sure, though, man. But look, though, man. What?
Every time. We'll see y'all next Monday.
Yep, next Monday.
Yeah, you know me, got the tree, got the hemp, got the flare. I'm gon' lean in this chair, about to put this in the air. A little bit of that best way to smoke in the air, nigga.